My name is Bonnie Moore. I'm a harpist and I'm also a vocalist. A lady down the street played the Irish harp, just a small little harp, and I put that down on my application to junior high, and they put me in advanced orchestra, and I was able to get started at school. And then I've just kept playing since then. With weddings, we talk about music, what mood they want to create, whether they want traditional wedding songs or whether they'd like something a little bit different. And all can be done on the harp. I mean, I do everything from the classical and the standards to a little more modern and some jazz and things like that. So what mood we want to create, pick out the music, and then it's also real important with the harp that you've got a stable setting so the harp can sound best, whether it has to be on a solid surface and in some sort of shade rather than in the open sun because it'll go out of tune. Also, if it's the weather needs to be pleasant enough for the harp to be outside so that it'll stay in tune. But those are things we talk about, and then I also try to work with them on what their color schemes are and things like that, so the harp fits in with the rest of the plan. Well, not necessarily. Sometimes I play with flute, or if they want, I've done some weddings where I did the harp for the ceremony, and then for the reception we added bass guitar and flute and gave it more of an upbeat sound. So you can change it depending on what mood you want to create. I guess I'm not so concentrated on the audience as just hearing the sound. It's maybe it's something within myself that I need to center and just listen to the music and let it sing and try to make it as beautiful sounding as I can. For me, before I started harp, I think I've sung since I could talk, in fact, probably before. And so I'm really cued into the vocal line and just wanting the music to sing. And there's something about vocal music that touches the heart in a way. So that's what I'm trying to create on the harp, is that same sort of music that really can touch somebody's heart. For a wedding, often I just play harp before while people are being seated, and then we might pick out one or two songs that are special, either before the ceremony or maybe during the unity candle or the sand ceremony, and I might sing something there, or sometimes they'll want a special prayer sung. In a Catholic service, then I end up singing quite a bit more if they want some of the I try to pick music that fits the occasion. Obviously, for a Catholic wedding, I would pick quite different music than I would an outdoor wedding somewhere else that was casual. So we adapt it and sing where it's appropriate. Usually outdoors, it's a little more casual atmosphere, and I might not do as much classical. I'd be a little more contemporary, romantic songs, things along those lines, rather than where in a church or a more formal setting, I would probably do more classical. The harp is one of the oldest instruments. It goes clear back to, in Genesis, they talk about Jubal inventing the harp. So it's one of the oldest instruments there is. And obviously it was a lot smaller then. The pedal harp that this is, that I can change keys, wasn't invented until 1810. So that's a newer one. And so we have harps every size and shape, from very old to the modern ones that we have now. If you open up a grand piano and look inside, it looks like they've got a harp stuffed in there. But the harp actually was created before the piano. So, but they are similar in the way that they're laid out, where the black notes on the piano are there. I have pedals instead. I have 7 pedals on the harp, and that's how I get my sharps and flats. I try to practice regularly and I play in a lot of different such situations. I play for afternoon tea at a hotel in Beverly Hills, and I play in the hospital, and I play in church. So I'm playing in a lot of different places, and there's always something new to learn, so it keeps it fun and fresh. Parties, baby showers, wedding showers. I do a lot of women's clubs. events, social events where they might want a half-hour program, or they might want background music. Both of them work, along with church events. So a variety. It keeps it fun because there's all sorts of different places you can use the harp. Very much difference in style, how I would play. Like an afternoon tea, I probably would go a little more towards the classical, and you want to have a very elegant atmosphere there. Certain events, if I'm playing a program, you want to have some upbeat things that keep people's attention and get them enthused. When I'm playing in the hospital, I want to play very relaxing, quiet music that's going to help people relax and create a healing atmosphere. So there, and everywhere in between, depending on what the situation is. It does, more so in programs than when I'm background music. When I do a program, you can see, if you can kind of get a feel for the audience there and see what they're enjoying, and sometimes I might change a song or two because I can see what they like. Whether they seem to be really like the singing, then I'll add more singing to it, or upbeat type things. I practice separate from the instrument and do vocalizing as anyone would if they're working on voice. But I do a lot of singing with the harp too. Then I don't have to worry about working with an accompanist. I've done quite a few birthday parties, and that can vary too. A unique one I did last year, they wanted me to play for a woman's, I think it was her 95th birthday party, so they brought everybody there, and it was like a concert I put on. And then I've also played for children's birthday parties. So it's fun variety, and of course in a children's party I'd probably play more Disney tunes and things that would appeal to a younger audience. It's always interesting to watch, especially young children. When they come see me, they'll walk and they'll just stop. They're kind of entranced by it. It kind of just captures the attention there. And I have to laugh. One of the funniest situations I played in about a year ago was in a bar. They kept telling me to, oh, come play, we want you to come play here. And I thought, you gotta be kidding, but I did, and all these guys that were in their 20s and 30s just standing there staring at the harp were amazed by it, and I kind of had to laugh because it was not my usual situation to play in, but they seemed to really like it because it was something different. One would be doing my master's recital. A few years ago I went back to school and did my master's recital and just really worked hard for that, and that was a joy to do. One thing I have fun with is just the variety. I kid about one night that I played for all the bishops in one of the churches, and the next night I played at Ozzy Osbourne's birthday party. So it's fun to have those changes of where you can be. I enjoy doing concerts, but I enjoy also just being able to play in the background and help create a mood. I don't think I caught on to it immediately. Someone kids about how long did it take to really learn to play a song. I'll joke about until I really felt the harp come alive. It was probably about 10 years when you get the feet coordinated and the hands coordinated, just to really be able to create the mood you wanted. Before that, you're just trying to get notes and hit the right notes, but to really create a mood.